What's going on? What's going on?
Back at it again at Christmas.
Back at it again. We are back. We're back. We've been at this for a while.
We have.
We've been at this for a while. I remember when we first started. It was, when you go we're not live, we're recording. This is a pre-recorded show. But anyway, when the camera's about to come on, you get the little butterflies and you're like, okay. And now it's like, whatever.
Yeah, now it's just like, we're locked in. We're
okay,
like,
whatever.
All right.
Okay, the camera's on. Yeah, what's going on, people?
I wish y'all had seen the way I burped into the
he burped
right before we started to film.
Ladies and gentlemen.
It's not that serious anymore.
Ladies and well, first of all, my name is Pascal Antoine, and this is Christopher Toussaint. And I do all the kind of the technical back of the, behind the scenes stuff.
He is the brains of the operation.
I make the things work. I try to make the things work.
Course, yes.
And before we have these headphones on, and of course I'm listening to his voice right in my ear. Yeah. So right before the cameras came on, he burped.
I got my cute little bloom. And
go ahead, take your drink. Take your drink.
I'm so sorry, y'all. This is for y'all. This is for y'all.
You got oh my gosh. You know what? That was completely unnecessary.
That was for you.
That was completely unnecessary.
That was my gift to the audience.
Merci beaucoup.
I hope you enjoy.
Merci beaucoup, Monsieur Toussaint. Anyway,
what a great way to start the episode.
You guys are watching Talk to Me.
Unfortunately, I've just reminded all of you that I am still a man. I am that is the most toxically masculine thing I've ever done.
This burping. It's just I remember my cousins and I, and these are I think I talked about my family in France. These are cousins in France.
Yeah.
I used to go visit them a lot when I was a kid, and we used to have burping contests to see who can burp the longest and who could burp out words and stuff like that.
Words is insane.
We were 9 and 10 years old. That's what you do at that age. Mm-hmm. That's what you do at that age, and it was actually fun. And now that we're all over 50. I think we're all over 50. Yeah, we're all over 50. We don't do it anymore, but we talk about it.
Right.
When I call them up, we talk about. We always reminisce. It's
the
kind of
burping contest.
Remember those burping contests when we were kids?
Oh my god!
And this is anyway. So what's going on? What's going on, Monsieur Toussaint?
Well,
sac passé.
Well, speaking of children, we actually have something to talk about today.
What's going on?
Which is this new, I'm not sure if you heard about it. Mm-hmm. There was this new law that is either going through, I don't even know how it works in the UK, that's going around in the UK, either going through their parliament or already got passed or whatever. I'm not even going to pretend to understand how British politics works. But basically, there's this proposed law to ban anybody under the age of 16 from being able to access social media whatsoever.
Yes. I read about that. I think just this morning.
Yes.
I saw something about that.
Yeah. So they'll need everybody in the UK will need to use age verification to do anything, and then if they're under 16, they can't get on social media, which is crazy for a lot of different reasons. I kind of wanted to talk about it.
Let's talk about it. I think I think the age. I actually agree with it. I think the age should be a little lower. I think at 16, you're able to handle a lot of things that, somebody who's 13 or even 9 years old or whatever can't handle. I think the age should be a little lower, but I agree. There should be some additional monitoring of especially young people on the internet.
Well, okay. I have two things to say about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
First of all, I completely agree, but I think that's what parental settings are for. I think there are already things in place to stop children from being able to do those things, and that it's more on the parent's responsibility to monitor what your children are watching. I don't think that's something that the government needs to step in and take control of by banning children from going on the internet.
These kids are smarter than their parents,
and whose fault is that?
But it is what it is.
Right,
these kids can handle these digital gadgets better than their parents can.
Right.
So, there's a young lady that I know who runs rings around her mother when it comes to controlling her access to digital
and I'm not gonna speak on those two because I know better.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna
And you
use
probably
them
know
as an
you probably know who I'm talking about too.
Of course I know exactly who you're talking about. And
Okay.
I'm gonna keep my mouth closed because one thing I do know is when to not talk to me.
These kids, kids are smart. I think
they are smart, but then at the
correct,
same time, not only are they smart, but they're also constantly and consistently underestimated.
yes.
And I
Correct
think
me
they're
if
being.
I'm
Go ahead.
correct. I'm sorry. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it wasn't Japan. I think in China they just did something similar where they control, trying to really control stuff.
Oh yeah.
From the level of the network itself,
Mm-hmm.
where young kids. I think the internet is off for them within a certain amount, after school or something. So. I think, they're very strict about it.
But here is the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Like the problem that I have, well, first of all, I have two problems.
Mm-hmm.
The first problem that I have is that to me, all of this is a ploy. It is a ploy. It is a ploy, and it is a ploy for surveillance because you have to think about it. Like this doesn't just affect, and I'm not going to pretend to be the most educated person in the room when it comes to things like surveillance technology and AI and how the government is tracking and stealing your data and ABCDE, because I'm not the most educated on that. I know it does happen a lot, but we need to think about it this way in the sense of when you are doing age verification, it is not just people under 16 that are going to have to submit photos of their ID and their passport or their social security card. Well, I don't know how British politics works. That is not things that only people under 16 will have to do. Every single person using social media will need to use age verification to prove that they are over 16 years old. Every single person with a social media account will need to provide photo ID evidence to prove that they are over 16 in order to use that social media.
So I understand what you're saying. So you're saying that it's a way to get information from everybody.
It is surveillance. Everybody's information will be in the hands of these third-party companies who can then use that information to sell to whoever the fuck they want.
I never thought about it that way.
Yes, but it is surveillance. This is something that happened. This is something that happened during the Super Bowl, where this company was promoting their surveillance system, where it's like an in-home surveillance system that uses AI to scan the faces of people entering the house to see, so they can.
Okay, and we are back. I don't know what happened.
That was weird.
That was weird. I gotta check. I think I'm running out of hard drive space or something like that. But anyway,
that's the worst.
Yeah,
I actually need to get a new hard drive for my computer that I built. It's actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
cool.
I think I talked about it before that I built. Yeah, I built a PC earlier in the year.
And I'm sure when you talked about it before, I was impressed.
Yes,
I was impressed. Yes, look at you.
I built it.
Anyway,
it took what the dude did in 3 hours in the video took me 2 days.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
But I did it.
At least you did it. That's good.
Fun. Yeah.
So where were we?
Girl, what were we talking about?
You were talking about, I don't know, Super Bowl. We were talking about stuff.
There was basically there's an ad during the Super Bowl of this home security system that was actually a ploy because they were scanning everybody passing on the street without their consent and selling it to third party companies. So it's they're literally selling people's information.
So correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just trying to go along your train of thought, and because I think you kind of. You got something there. So, in other words, they're not really offering this surveillance or whatever or age verification because, we care about the youngsters or we want to protect your house. So we want to use AI to scan people's faces and stuff. It's just gathering information.
Yes. Yeah. Point blank. Yes. Yes. Wow. It's the exact same.
You make perfect sense.
It's the exact same debate about, what is it? like legislation regarding transgender people and transgender bodies. Most of the legislation, people do not actually care about trans people. Like there's such a small portion of the population that the people making those laws do not actually care about trans people. But when they make these general wide sweeping laws to ban things like, oh, transgender people can't compete in this sport, or you have to do this to have this. A lot of them affect and hurt biological women as well, and strip away rights from biological women too, and also other queer people. So it like once you target one, it's like it's a tale as old as time. You target one minority community or one marginalized community, strip their rights, and as you're doing so, you're taking away rights from 5 other communities as well that were already underrepresented. We've seen it happen over and over and over again. But the reason why people are so in tune with this one is because the community being targeted are children. And we're not going to talk about this right now, but like people already don't really see children as like people.
Well, I knew that as soon as, and I'll tell you, I don't want to go into a tangent here, but with that school shooting in Connecticut, where all those kids got killed, I thought after that happened, I was like, oh, finally we're going to get some good gun laws, some good gun legislation, and some, we're going to have some sensible laws on the books. And they did not give a flying fuck. This is my 3rd time saying fuck within the past 3 episodes. And you know what? I'm going to...
And guess what? You don't give a fuck.
They didn't give a fuck.
It's warranted.
They did not give a flying fuck.
And like I think that's one of the reasons why you're seeing such like a very quick spike of like Gen Z and Gen Alpha becoming significantly more radical, because like we're growing up in a generation where adults don't even try to hide how little they care about you.
Exactly.
Like I was in high school during like the giant spike of school shootings where we were having like at least like 300 school shootings a year. Like, can you imagine being a teenager and seeing, literally growing up watching documentaries about school shooting after school shooting?
It's funny that you should mention that, but I remember not too long ago, probably during around that time, I remember thinking how glad I was that I wasn't in school at that point, because I don't know how I would have managed knowing that at any time one of my classmates or somebody from the outside or whatever was going to come in and
just start killing.
And now now they have like they have active shooter drills. We never had anything.
Oh like no, that. I've been doing active shooting drills since I was in elementary school.
I've never ever
think about
done that.
Think about that. You've never done one. I'm 24 years old. I've been doing them since.
We had fire drills, and that was about it.
We had. Let me tell you, the 3 drills that we had when I was in school. We had fire drills for obviously when there's a fire. We had a shelter in place for when, let's say, there's some criminal that's outside the school.
I didn't even know those.
Been able to get inside, where it's like, okay, we can still operate as usual, but we just have to we have security around the perimeter just in case somebody tries to break in the school. And then we have the complete lockdown drills, which is where somebody has broken into the building and is trying to kill people.
I mean, times have absolutely changed. I've never been through any one of those except for a fire drill. Never been through an active shooter drill. And I can completely understand how kids who are going through active shooter, it fucks with your mind.
Exactly. But
I can't even imagine if I had a kid, having that kid go through an active shooter drill.
Let me tell you something. When you start doing things like that so young, it becomes normal.
You become very desensitized.
Sure. Where you're saying you've never done an active shooter drill, and I'm like, oh. Yeah. That's normal. Those 3 drills, we would do them once a month. Yeah. To us, it just becomes
it's a normal part of it's a routine.
Okay, this is time that I don't have to be in class.
Part of the routine.
It is literally part of the
just routine. Like we used to see fire drills. Oh, okay, we're a little mini vacation for
exactly
for 15, 20 minutes.
That
is a 15, 20 minute vacation.
And it's part of the reason why we are seeing Gen Z get so angry, because how could you not be angry witnessing adults who have not experienced the things that you have experienced, that have not lived through the desensitization that you have experienced consistently over the, like, even while we're doing these things, it's happening. And then the decades passing, they continue to make laws and pass legislation that is actively against your own interests.
There are two things that I'm glad I didn't have to, I'm glad I didn't have to grow up through. And the first one is that having to go through active shooter drills in my school, or be scared of an active shooter in the school, or even have to think about it. And the second is going to school during COVID.
Let me tell you. I grew up doing active shooter drills. I graduated high school. Spring of 2019. I started college, freshman year of college, fall 2020.
Damn.
Second semester, spring 2020, the whole school shuts down.
See, I did all of that you did, but I did it in another century, in a different century.
So
didn't have to go through any of those things, but I get it. I understand. Yes, sir.
What?
Go ahead, let it out.
Where were you in 2001?
2001, I was working. I think that is the year I took my first long solo trip to South Africa.
Awesome.
Yeah, but 2001.
You already graduated?
I had already graduated, yeah.
When did you graduate?
I'm not going to let you know, because then you'll know exactly how old I am. But
wait, I know I can't.
I'm over 50. I'm over 50.
Wait, I'm not that good at math.
Whatever. I graduated in the 80s. I graduated college in the 80s. In the 90s, I was fully working. The 2000s, I was a grown motherfucking man.
Right, you're a grown motherfucking man. Well, let me tell you something. I was a thought, because I was.
Wait, hold on. You were a thought or you were a thought? Yes, I said it.
Right. I was not even.
You were a thought.
A thought. I didn't have the space to be a thought. You know why? Because I was born in 2001.
2001.
That's when I was born. That's when I was born.
Yeah.
I was born December 2001.
Yeah.
I was fucking with this string, and I think I fucked it up.
Well, I can hear you fine, so you're good.
I don't know what I did.
Leave it before it really gets messed up. You hear me?
Yeah, no.
Then you're fine. Then don't let it go.
I just don't know how that happened.
No, just let it go before it really gets messed up.
Okay, I'm gonna put it down. Guys,
we're totally different ages.
Completely.
There are a lot of things we have in common, but there's a lot of things that it's a different generation.
It genuinely is
a completely different generation,
and that's why it's so annoying to see adults, like, again, going back to this bill, girl, I don't even know. If anybody who knows stuff about British law, please explain exactly how this works. Because, girl, I'm processing. I'm just gonna keep processing this all in, like, American, like, terms,
which is what we can do. That's fine, and that's okay.
This quote unquote bill, or this law that's being enacted in the UK, it's like, people under 16, they cannot vote on this bill. They cannot speak on this bill. Like, they don't have any
representation. They have no say.
They have no representation whatsoever.
Yet it's being
Mind you,
made.
It's literally a bill that directly is targeting and affecting them. Mind you, how many people under 16 years old do you think would actually support something like that?
Now, let me ask you: Have you spoken to anybody under 16, and what are their thoughts about it? I haven't
personally spoken to them, but I saw an interview that they did with school children when they were speaking about it, and oh my gosh, this girl she was very, very, very eloquent, very well spoken. She said, and this is actually another point that I wanted to talk about. She was saying that while, okay, it makes sense that they want to do something like this, but what alternatives do we have? What can we do?
Okay.
Like social, like social media. Like, you haven't spoken to a single actual person that's younger 16 to ask them if they'd support something like this. And the news lady asked her, well, okay, well, what are you going to do now that you're no longer going to have access to social media? And she stared blankly at the camera and she said, probably stare at a wall.
Interesting. How old do you think she was?
Probably like what, 15, 14?
Okay, she was that age.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because like, think about it. What spaces do teenagers have where they can go and like people are always like, go outside, and go where?
Well, things have changed. I remember when I was a kid, and this is in Brooklyn. I grew up in Brooklyn. And I remember being outside, and as long as we were back inside, by the time the sun went down, we were good. And all the kids in the neighborhood were outside on the street. The parents were not worried about it. I mean, this is old Brooklyn. Right. Now, I'm talking about the 70s. Right. There was no problem with us being out in the street. Nope. Just don't go to the next block. Just make sure you stay on the block.
Now, in New York City, people are scared to get on the subway.
Absolutely.
Like, going from school to going home, you have a chance of getting shot.
No, things have changed.
It's very different. It's not the same. And even not speaking about that, like, where are spaces that teenagers have in which they are welcome?
Now, what spaces did you have?
Me? I went to the mall when I was in high school.
Okay.
I would always go to the mall. And even then, like, one of the big things that I noticed is that when I was growing up I grew up in the early 2000s. Again, I was born in 2001.
Right.
A lot of like the media that I consumed, either like the mall was the place. Like when you were 15, the mall was everything. Like that was it.
Right.
But I feel like that sort of idea, like the malls were like made for teenagers, is a very like 90s concept. Okay. Like that is when it was like everything. But how the 90s, early 2000s.
How the mall made for teenagers? I mean, the malls are the malls. They're a place for people to go conduct commerce. And teenagers go there, but they were not made for teenagers.
But think about it this way. The stores that you would see. Think about what a McDonald's looked like in like 2000 versus what it looks like now.
Yeah, there's been some changes. Absolutely.
Yes, it's like you would see jungle gyms. You would see like these big bright colors. Like they're made to attract
definitely people. These stores and a lot of they were made to definitely attract
places.
Teenagers.
They were supposed to be places where like teenagers had space to congregate.
I agree.
And now you'd be lucky in New York City. You'd be lucky to find a bench to sit down in.
Well, the thing is, New York City is a different animal when it comes to malls and stuff like that.
It's intentional. It's intentional in the sense that a lot of these corporations, earlier in the early 2000s, what was profitable for them, what the style of business that they had been conducting was, they were trying to make spaces where you want to congregate. They want people to stay. They want teenagers to sit. They want them to be regulars. Now, what they want is for you to get your food and leave as quickly as possible so they can serve the next person.
But there's so many things that have changed over the years. Especially when you're talking about malls. A lot of these malls in America right now, if they're not empty yet, they're on their way to being empty. Before moving back to New York, I spent a lot of time in Florida. There were so many malls down there they're just on the way out. A lot of the storefronts are closed. There's some malls that have been taken over by Amazon as warehouses where they're going to ship things from.
Let me tell you, one of the things I remember growing up is one of my favorite shows of all time as a kid was this show called 16, spelled like with a 6 and then the word teen.
Okay.
And it was about this group of, if you know, you know. If you know,
okay, no, I don't know.
Yeah, so. It's about this group of friends that like the whole show like takes place in a mall. And it's like the
whole show takes place in a mall?
Yes, the whole show takes place in a mall. And it's like this group of friends, and all of them work in like a different like little store in the mall, and it's all of them like being 16, like living their lives and doing whatever.
Okay.
That is what I thought being a teenager would be like.
Okay.
And then by the time I was like 13, 14, it was like 2013, and mall culture
that was done.
That was done.
Yeah.
And so it's really sad that like it's like I'm part of like this generation that grew up idealizing a culture that we didn't get to experience by the time we got there. And I feel like that's kind of like what you can sum up almost the entire Gen Z experience as for like the younger sort of era of Gen Z, where it's like we grew up with all of these things that were promised to us that we never actually got. Like we were denied a normal college experience because of COVID. We were denied a normal high school experience because of school shootings. We were denied a normal teenage experience because mall culture died. We were denied a normal adulthood experience because the job market is shit. Like, what do we have?
You know something, Christopher? I want to thank you for giving me your perspective, because I really, until you just talked about it right now, I mean, I know that these changes have happened, but I never really was able to think about it from your point of view, from the point of view of
where it's like
watching this on TV, being promised this,
where it's like, oh, this is what my life is going to look like,
and you don't get it.
Exactly.
Right?
And then it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And you know, I think part of growing up is realizing that the things that you once thought were going to be yours don't actually exist, and realizing that, you know, these kind of shiny, sparkly gates that are almost going to be promised to you actually were not as shiny once you get up there.
Well, I'll tell you, I think
that's...
I was just going to say that I think every generation has something like that they go through. My generation, for instance, you know, when I went into the job market, you know, you're thinking, and I think my parents' generation too, you get a job at a company and you stay at that company for your whole life. That's your life. You're going to work there till you retire. You're going to get your benefits after you retire. And when I finally got into the job market, it was about hopping and skipping from job to job and trying to climb that ladder. And the loyalty that my parents gave to their job, there's no way I was going to give that to my job.
In my opinion,
I knew that, you know, if they had to let me go, they're going to let me go in a heartbeat. So,
and do you want to know how bad it's gotten now? First of all, two things. I feel like company and like employee loyalty is complete and utter bullshit.
It's complete nonsense. Absolutely.
Complete bullshit.
Absolutely.
Have you heard of at-will employment?
Yes.
Yeah, that is like
go ahead and explain it to people everybody's on the same page.
So what at-will employment means is it's literally a stipulation in a contract when you start a job where they basically say, yeah, we can fire you at any point for any reason, for basically any reason, without warning. Like we can just decide that, basically it's saying that like your entire like job, duration is basically just a probation.
And that's
like
why
we can fire you at any point when we want to.
And that's why in my book, the 2-week notice is out
the window. It doesn't matter.
Out the M&Fing window. I'm sorry. You can
wake up tomorrow and clock into work and get fired. So I've seen it happen.
So why should I give you a 2-week notice?
Exactly.
And you know what happens when people do give 2-week notices? They fire you on the spot.
Yep, they fire you on the spot. Yep.
So there's the 2-week notice. I remember my mother talking about the 2-week notice, but this was back in the day when, you know, that thing made sense and that was the practice. But now today, no. If they're gonna fire me on the spot, I'm gonna quit on the spot.
Yep.
Period.
Period.
Yeah. Times change. Times change.
And you know, I think that is one, like, it's so funny because like of all of the things that like I genuinely like miss, or not miss, but I wish I had during my childhood, like all of the promises that society made to us that like I genuinely wish kept, it was the mall. Because think about it, like where did
you grow up?
I grew up right here in New York City.
I mean, New York City, for me, when I was a kid, the mall culture wasn't really in the city. You went to the mall when you went out to Long Island or when you went out to New Jersey.
No, because you know why? Because you know why? Because I went to high school in Astoria. I went to high school in Queens. So my spot was Queens Center Mall.
Okay.
Queens Center Mall was where me and my friends went to hang out. If we didn't hang out at Queens Center Mall, there was nowhere that would let us in.
The only mall we had here in Brooklyn, that I had here in Brooklyn, was King's Plaza. Plaza. Yeah. Okay. And that was, we would take the 41 bus or whatever bus that was way down to the end of Flatbush Avenue, go to Kings Plaza, go to a movie, eat, whatever, and then go back home. And then after that, there were, because New York mostly has shopping centers, not malls. So we would go down to Fulton Street, downtown Brooklyn. And even in downtown Brooklyn, eventually there was what's called the Albee Square Mall. Those who know about the Albee Square Mall, put your comments.
Put your
stuff down in the comments. Albee Square Mall.
It's not gonna be me.
And it was a mall. It was definitely a mall, but that was kind of our mall culture. We didn't really have malls in not in Brooklyn at all. We didn't have the sprawling suburban malls that you guys in Queens and Long Island and New Jersey had.
And it's so, I don't know, it's so sad to me that like I feel like so much of us didn't really get that experience of like being able to just like go out on a Saturday and just like go to the mall with all your friends and just go chill and relax. Like I feel like that's something that, or maybe I'm speaking for all of Gen Z and I shouldn't be, but like I feel like that's something that we did not get to experience.
Yeah.
And I think when you build up enough promises that are being denied to you, eventually you start to realize that the hand that is supposed to be feeding you is giving you nothing over and over and over.
Is giving you crumbs. We're getting crumbs.
Not even crumbs. They're giving you air. They're giving
they're giving us air. Let's take a little break, and we will be right back. What are we talking about when we come back? Or we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, or you'll figure it out. It's your show.
We will. We'll figure it out.
We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from our redesigned website and our mobile app. Music, talk, and connections live 24/7 from Little Haiti to the world on Dodor Vibe.
Yo blode, sak Dodor Vibe la.
O baz, koto keye?
M'tande an pil moun a pale de li.
Dodor Vibe Radio se yon nouvo stasyon radio nan la Kou Brooklyn. Yo jwe bon müzik epi yo pay bon informasyon.
Ki jan sa? Mba konen non?
Men Fafan, mwen de Fafan.
Fafan,
Oh, sa nap fe la? Sak pase mesye myo?
sa ou kon de Dodor Vibe, sa ye mem.
Dodor Vibe FM yo relil. Yon nan pi bon stasyon radio nan la Kou Brooklyn.
E vre, kote map jwen li mem.
Wap jwen di tout kote.
Ki jan tout kote a?
Tout kote mdi yo. Se yon stasyon sou internet. Depi ou gen internet, wap ka koute l nepot kote ou ye nan le monde entier.
Ouwe, ou te gen le pase mtap bay manti.
Ki fa? Le monde entier?
Jan tendel. Epi, gratis ti chéri.
Oh, ebyen, kote map jwen radio sa.
Rale telefon nou, epi monte sou dodorvibe.com.
Ok, DODORVIBE.com.
C'est ça. Bisous mes amours.
You're chilling with the smoothest sounds on Dodor Vibe FM, bringing you that laid-back vibe straight from Brooklyn.
And we're back.
Hey.
What were we talking about?
Well, we were talking about what we were talking about. What are we going to be talking about?
We didn't figure it out.
I figured it out.
Oh, then go ahead. I'll let you take the lead.
I want some advice. I'm the one who wants advice this time, Pascal.
Okay.
And the question that I have for you is one that we were kind of touching on last week, which is I want to get a new piercing. I want to either get a new piercing or a new tattoo.
So are you asking me for my advice as to whether or not you should? Now, me, I don't have any piercings. I don't have any tattoos. I did say that I want a tattoo. I know exactly what tattoo I want.
That is such a Gen X thing of you to say.
I know what I want, but I haven't gotten it yet.
You should. Oh my God, wait, I'm so sorry. I have a friend, one of my best friends. Their mother I once spoke to when I first got my first tattoo. And I went there, whatever.
Yeah, that's what you showed us all. You had you got.
Oh yeah,
you're all tatted up.
You can see them in the photo in the
in the promotional picture.
Yeah. So I don't know why we suddenly forgot.
I just
but, so I was talking to their mom. And they were like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you got a tattoo." Whatever, the typical adult thing, right?
Right.
And then I was like, "Yeah, like you should get a tattoo. Like tattoos are great; they're awesome." And she's like, "Oh my god, I'll never get a tattoo. But if I were to get a tattoo,
I would get. You know
this."
why? You know why? Because it's something that a lot of us didn't really grow up with.
Yes,
it's a fantasy.
Yes,
of something we want. It's like we want to do it, but we don't want to do it. We want to do it, but we don't want to do it.
You're so adamant about not getting a tattoo. And yet you can tell me with exact precision the placement, what you want your tattoo and what it's going to just get a tattoo.
Right.
Just get a tattoo. I mean, like, oh my god, just get a tattoo.
I'll be the first one to admit, it's like I can't say that I'm adamant about getting a tattoo, or else I would have gotten one already. But it's been on my mind. It's something that it's like, I want to do it, I don't want to do it, and I've been dragging my feet. And...
Let me actually share the story of how I got my first tattoo. Go
ahead.
So,
how did you get your first tattoo?
How did I? Actually, this is gonna lead kind of into a different story. I don't know if I mentioned it before that when I was in college, I actually joined a fraternity.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I'm by definition a frat boy.
Okay. I almost joined a frat. I didn't, but go ahead.
You didn't?
No,
okay.
I didn't. I almost did.
I did join a fraternity. Okay. I promise, guys, for anybody already turning off the episode, wait, don't turn it off, guys. I know what you think about fraternities. I promise.
Nobody's turning it off. No, I want to contrary there.
Let me. I've seen some people have some very, very strong negative reactions the minute you say the word fraternity, which is fair because a lot of them are very R-wordy, which is like bad, obviously, but R-wordy, the one that sounds like grape. But my fraternity that I joined was a music-based service org. So we did like striking for concerts, and we helped people in the music department get funding and other things like that. Whatever. So that was the fraternity that I joined. And when I was helping my little in his initiations, one of the things that he had always talked about was that he wanted to get his ears pierced, but he wasn't sure and he didn't know and whatever. And this was one of my very good friends at the time, and I know him, and I know he's kind of one of the people where it's like, you just need a little push, right? You just need a push. So without telling him, I book an appointment at this piercing shop, and I just take him to just go get his ears pierced. And so he meets me downtown. He's like, "Oh, what's this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you're getting your ears pierced. I've already bought you the earrings. I've already booked the appointment." And he was like, he was like, okay. But he was like, fuck it. Okay, spontaneity. All right, let's go. Whatever. So we walked in. He ended up super happy with it. He got his ears pierced. It was awesome. It was great. And as we were leaving the shop, he looks across the street and he's like, "Hey, Chris, weren't you saying the other week that you wanted to get a tattoo?" And I was like, "What? Yeah, I guess I was." He's like, "Hey, there's a tattoo parlor right across the street." I said, "Oh." And he was like, "Weren't you the one that was telling me I need to be spontaneous?" And I was like, I guess that was me. I guess.
So you went ahead and did it.
So I went into the parlor and I was like, okay, hopefully they're either going to be closed, or the prices is going to be ridiculous, or something's going to happen. And not only were they open, they were empty. Their appointment had been canceled for that day,
and it was affordable.
And it was very affordable.
That when I get a tattoo, that's how it's going. That's exactly how it's going to have to happen. Somebody has to say, "Hey, you've been talking about it." Like, actually, you're probably going to do that with me one of these days. I'll be whatever you're going to tell. Hey, Pascal, didn't you say you wanted a tattoo? Let's go.
I woke up that morning thinking I was going to take my friend to get his ears pierced, and I came home with a tattoo covering my whole forearm. I came home with that.
You came home with a devastating tattoo.
Right.
That's how it's going to have to happen for me, because I'm not gonna drag myself to the tattoo parlor. Obviously, it's going to have to happen.
One day we're going to be downtown and we're going to be walking around.
Yeah.
And you're going to blink and you're going to be in the chair.
And then the next thing I know, who knows?
But I bring it up because first of all, I've been thinking of either getting a new tattoo or a new piercing. Okay. And
where are you gonna get the piercing?
Okay.
Oh, didn't I say I was gonna have a nose piercing?
That's what.
I'm gonna come back next week like
with a septum. Oh my god, you're funny.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I did say that last week.
But
I did say
okay,
that.
I'm gonna move my headphones. The one that I want, I want to get an industrial bar, like going like that on my ear. I want it so bad. I've wanted that. You say
because they look painful to me when I see them. They just look painful
because anything that's cartilage takes like a ridiculously long time to heal. Yeah, that's why I
ain't doing nothing to my body.
That's why I haven't gotten it yet. But
it's just not. I don't know. It's just not worth. If you want to get it so bad, then just go ahead.
Right. I think it looks so cool. I would love to get one. Yeah. I'm just like scared. Yeah. Like especially because I haven't gotten any other piercings besides like my lobe, and I don't really like wearing like earrings a lot anyway. I just think it would look really fucking cool. So I'm like, wait. And I've been thinking about it for years. Like since I was in college, I've wanted an industrial bar. But
so go ahead and do it.
Right.
Do it already.
I should just do it.
You should just do it. Just go ahead and do it.
I'm not sure. But so I want to get another tattoo. I want to get my star sign tattooed.
Where?
I don't know.
You have like tattoos all over the place.
Right.
So we're gonna get it. Don't do your face.
I'm gonna get it, guys. I'm gonna get it right here. It's literally gonna be like an arrow, like I'm the Avatar.
Lot of mercy.
Right there. Perfect, guys.
Your family will be thrilled.
They'll be so happy. My dad will be so happy, guys.
Yeah, he will. Anyway, what else did we have to talk about? We had a whole bunch of stuff to talk about.
None of them were related at all.
For people who are watching this, we had here at Dodor Services.
Oh yes.
Stupendous.
Yes.
A food pantry.
Today.
And today we're actually recording this on Juneteenth, the 19th.
Happy Juneteenth.
Happy Juneteenth. Give a little synopsis for people who are watching us who are not familiar. Give a little synopsis as to what just very short.
Oh God, no, you
really short, really short.
Please, you go. No,
please, very short.
Because let me tell you,
I know.
No. Please go ahead. No, please be my guest. Please be my guest.
Oh,
yeah. No, please go ahead.
Oh,
go right ahead, please.
Okay. Well, Juneteenth. We're going into a complete tangent here.
Go right ahead, please.
Juneteenth, if I'm correct, Juneteenth is a day celebrated by African Americans, which symbolizes the day. All right, let's go back and let's go into history.
Right.
So slaves were freed.
Yes, they were indeed.
The slaves were freed. Slaves in the United States were freed, but a whole bunch of slaves, I think, in Texas. Really all over the country, but specifically in Texas, didn't realize they weren't told that they were freed for. I know it was like 2 years afterwards, after everybody else was freed, and they were finally told
that I didn't know.
Oh, well, that's what Juneteenth is all about. They were finally told on the 19th of June. Yeah. 2 years or something after everybody else.
Yeah. I knew it was the day that they found out, but I didn't know it was 2 years.
Somebody, correct us in the comments. I don't know how long it was, but it was a damned long time.
Yeah, but
everybody else knew and they didn't know or they were not told. Yeah. So this day that became Juneteenth. And I think who was it? Biden who made it become
I believe so, yeah.
A national holiday, which of course the GOP is totally against, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? We're gonna celebrate it anyway. Anyway, okay, so that out of the way. So we had a Juneteenth pantry, a food pantry, which and for those of you who look at us on TikTok and on social media, you've seen me specifically kind of promoting this. And this morning when I got to the office, there was a line. there was a line outside the office of people waiting for the pantry to start. And when it finally did start, yeah, we gave out some free food. So all of this just to, for people who are in Brooklyn, specifically in the Little Haiti area, we don't have these on a regular basis, but we're going to try to have these at least once a month. It depends on when we get it, but the way you can keep abreast of what's going on is by subscribing to our TikTok channel.
Yes.
And then that way you'll know exactly when the next pantry is going to happen.
Keep an eye out, guys. Going to a food pantry is always a good idea. I want to talk about that a little bit because I think that there's a lot of stigma.
There is a lot of stigma. There's definitely a lot of
stigma in this day and age where groceries are so expensive and it's so difficult just to get the bare necessities. There is no shame in going to a food
Absolutely
pantry.
not. And the thing is, this morning I was taking some live video just to get some more people to show up. I was taking some live video in front of door services. And I was very cognizant of people who they didn't want to be on the video. And I get it.
Yeah.
I completely understand. And I kind of went out of my way to show them that I wasn't focusing on them. Faces. I didn't want to, I didn't want them to leave.
Yeah, they didn't want, people don't want to be viewed at a certain way.
And I completely, but at the same time, sometimes you got people in limos showing up. It's free food.
Right.
And they have no shame in their game. Exactly. They're going to get the free food.
And there shouldn't be any shame.
And you know what?
It's a food pantry.
Can't say anything against them.
Get food. Right.
Yeah,
it's free food. Everybody needs to eat.
Listen, I'm taking 2 boxes home today.
Right.
Because anything is helpful, especially with the price of food these days.
I was gonna say I would have woken up earlier and got my ass in that damn line. Today was my one day off, and I'm working a 6-day week next week, so I needed the sleep in.
And you don't live close by. You don't live close by. So
I'm actually like an hour and a half by train.
I understand. I get it. But just kind of subscribe on TikTok so that you can know when we'll have the next one.
Speaking of, oh my gosh, the burnout must have been real, guys, because this morning I woke up, I must have been like a zombie. I got on that train and I started heading in the opposite direction.
Oh,
I didn't realize until I got on the train and I was like,
you were tired.
I was like,
you were tired. And I know, and my cousin yesterday, we were like, where is she? Where's so-and-so? Where is she? It turns out she took the bus. She took like the bus going in the opposite direction.
Yep.
Like, how did you get lost?
Oh my God.
But it happens.
Yep.
It happens.
You're just on autopilot. You just go. Right. I didn't remember, it's funny, but it's not funny. So I live next to the train, right? I live next to the train, and to get here to the studio, I just hop straight on the train and I take it straight.
Which in New York City is so. I used to live right in front of the train station a long time ago.
Yep, I loved it. But
I loved it. But anyway,
I take the same. I have to transfer to the 2 train to get here, and that's the same train that I take to work, but going in the opposite direction.
Okay.
So what I do to get to work is I take the bus to the 2 train and then I go there. But when I'm coming here, I take the 3 train to the 2 train because it's going in the same direction.
Right.
So because technically I was supposed to be at work today because I had off because of Juneteenth, I was so on autopilot mode. I get on the bus and I'm going to the 2 train. And then I realized, I'm like, wait.
I'm not going to the same place.
I realized I'm going to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I realized when I'm in the Bronx that I was going the complete wrong direction. Already over the bridge in the Bronx, I was like, I just added another 30 fucking minutes.
Dude, autopilot is a bitch. I remember when I was a kid. I remember my mom waking us up, and we're, she's like frantic. She's getting ready for work, and we have to get ready for school, and then Mom, it's Saturday. We still laugh about that too. No. She was on such autopilot for whatever reason. She just swore it was another weekday,
you just
and
forget.
She was totally on autopilot. I remember a couple. Yeah, it happens. It definitely happens. Yeah.
Oh, I have one more quick thing that I wanted to talk about. Or is it break time?
It's not break time. I'm trying to figure out, like, since we broke, I'm trying to figure out how much we already filmed.
We covered so much time, guys.
I think, how long, like, when
Pascal's hard drive.
When my hard drive gave out. How long was that? 10 minutes?
I have no idea.
We'll go for another 5 minutes. Come on. Let's see what you have to say.
Okay.
I know we're not done
I
yet.
was going to talk about... You're not going to know what the fuck I'm speaking about when I say this. For all my people who know, Olivia Rodrigo just dropped her new album.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but go ahead. I want to hear.
Just dropped her new album, and I'm pulling out my phone so I can give my honest takes and reviews.
Is she the one who you were talking about a couple of weeks ago? I think you mentioned her on the show.
Did I?
Yes, you were mentioning some music you were listening to. Yes, it was her, because I remember I create shorts from these shows, which is probably how most of you know we even exist. And I remember having to find a clip of her video to put into the short. And you were specifically talking about one of the lines in one of her songs.
Which was
I forgot, but it was definitely her. But anyway, go ahead. Yes.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds like me.
Yeah, it was.
Because
trust me, it was you.
I'm thinking, oh my God, he's about to confuse Olivia.
No. I remember because I had to go find a clip.
Okay. But yeah, she just dropped her new album literally on Friday, like last week Friday, 7 days ago. That is 7 days ago, right? It is Friday. Yeah.
Yes.
This album, y'all. It is really good. It is really good.
So what's so special about it?
Let me tell you what's special about it.
If you have to convince me in my old age to listen to her album, how are you going to convince me?
This is how I'd convince you to listen to her as an artist. So, how many albums has... Name any artist that you know actually, I'm not even going to fall into that trap because you're going to name somebody that I don't fucking know. I'm not even going to give you that opportunity. So where do I even start? So usually when I listen to artists, right, most artists that are like common, known, whatever, they have like one or two hits from their first few albums. Their first few albums like flop, nobody knows who they are, and it's not until like their third, fourth, whatever album that it's like, oh my God, everybody knows this person, right? Because they have one single that like blows up on like their fourth album that makes them famous, right? Does that sound about right to you?
Yeah, that happens. Yeah.
So Olivia Rodrigo started off as an actress. She was a Disney actress who she wrote a song for the show that she was in that blew up not only on TikTok, but on YouTube. The song blew up on YouTube, millions of streams on YouTube. That's All I Want. That's the name of the song. All I Want. All I Want to love that last. You probably not heard that song.
No, I haven't.
Yeah. Then she said,
I'm going to look this up.
It's really good.
Okay.
Then she dropped her single Driver's License. That song got so massive that when she dropped her first studio album, instant like home, every single person knew the name Olivia Rodrigo. She was everywhere. Like that was what made her famous. And that was her first album. That was her first album that she wrote when she was like 17.
Okay. Wow.
And she was instant.
Wow. Nice.
Her second album topped her first album.
Okay.
Fantastic. Every single song is a banger. Every single one.
Yeah. To have that kind of success, you have to absolutely be talented.
Now think about it like that. Mm-hmm. She's been gone. She has not released music in like, I want to say like 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
We've not heard a whisper from her. Besides maybe like one song that she did for a movie here and one other thing that she's done. Like very small side projects. It's been almost radio silence.
Right.
Then, maybe 3 or 4 months ago, boom, new single. Not only is it a new single, instant like hit, like fantastic.
She already had all of that momentum. That momentum was still there. I'll be honest with you. I'm a little jealous of your generation.
Oh.
I'll tell you, not that not from a talent point of view, but because of the tools that you have.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, nobody was getting famous off of YouTube or Facebook or social media. Those things weren't around. But now you've got these kids really making these bona fide hits who were discovered online. I didn't have anything like that. And I wonder what I would have done with it had I had that.
Let me ask you a question. Do you know how Justin Bieber was discovered?
Wasn't it online or
yes, it was?
Yeah, exactly.
He was discovered by Usher.
But, I don't know the details. I know he's
an R&B.
He deals with Usher.
He was discovered. I believe it was Usher.
I know
Usher playing guitar on YouTube.
Yeah.
He was discovered from YouTube.
Yeah. I knew he was discovered online, and it happens to a lot of people. There are a lot of even some of those the Soulja Boy. Those are online. They had their hits online.
Mm-hmm. A lot of them do.
It's just I didn't have that. We didn't have that in my generation.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but I want to say it's kind of a double-edged sword.
How?
Because with social media, it kind of gave rise to like the one-hit wonder kind of.
Well, yeah. Well, we had one-hit wonders in my day, and we had one-hit wonders.
But in the sense of like it's very easy to get a lot of views and a lot of streams, but it's very difficult to become famous.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like you can. That's why people started differentiating between like TikTok famous and like actually.
Right. Famous. That's why now. Yeah. People start talking about internet famous.
Exactly.
You're famous on the net, but you're not really famous. You're not famous. Mm-hmm. The internet famous and Michael Jackson famous.
Exactly. And it's
total
one of the
difference.
things that made it very difficult for people, even when they are incredibly talented, to become actual celebrities.
Yes.
Like look at again. Perfect example, Sabrina Carpenter.
Okay.
Sabrina Carpenter, she blew up maybe like what? Oh God, how long has it been now? It wasn't during COVID. It was like just post-COVID. Like what? Like 2022?
I can't tell you anything about Sabrina Carpenter.
I'm trying to remember like when she dropped Short and Sweet, because that's when she really. It was like a few years ago.
She dropped something and it blew up.
Before that, she had been releasing music and working in the music industry for like minimum 10 years.
Right.
She has. Once again, I'm saying like Olivia Rodrigo, that first Sour, that's the name of the album. It's Sour. That was her first studio album, and it made her famous.
Right. Okay.
Short and Sweet, which is like similarly like Sabrina's, like that's like her breakout album.
Right.
Like that's the thing that made her famous. That was her fifth studio album.
Right.
That was her fifth album that made her blow up. Like it's all about branding. It is so much more about branding because every single album that Sabrina dropped before that was also fucking fantastic.
All about say it's all about branding. I'm saying it's about the marketing, because there are
it's about the image.
There are a lot of talented people out there, but not everybody's a star.
Exactly.
There are a lot of people. I can sing, you can sing, whatever, but not everybody is a star. There are a lot of talented authors out there, but not everybody is a New York Times best-selling author. So even though a lot of people have the tools are available to them, the competition is actually also very fierce.
Exactly.
Because everybody has those tools now.
Exactly.
So
it made it easier for people to get a platform to share their writing. Everyone has a platform. The playing field is even now, and it is crazy saturated.
Exactly.
It is heavily saturated.
Having said that, I think we're about over. I think that's about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa, then let me wrap up
Wrap up.
So far my favorite songs on the album, Drop Dead is really, really good, of course. Drop Dead is actually the song that made me really, really want to go to France so that I could take photos.
That's when I brought it up.
Yes, that's what it was, because the song was the line was
Versailles.
A painting on the walls of Versailles. Yeah, that's the single that you dropped a few months ago that I was like, okay, I have to go there. Stupid Song is really good. Love it. You Plus Me is really good. My Way is really good. I'm just naming every song on the album. And Begged is really, really, really good. I have not listened to Expectations yet. I'm waiting to. I highly, highly recommend that if anybody is feeling sad or emotional, you go stream Olivia Rodrigo's new album. You seem pretty sad for a girl so in love. It is very good.
So I've got what do I use? I use my Apple Music.
I'm sorry, I'm still not on Apple Music.
Well, yeah, but I have Apple Music, damn it.
Apple Music. I'm sorry.
So
yeah.
I'm gonna be streaming this to see if I like it.
Yes.
I'd like you guys in the comments. Let us know what you like about Olivia Rodrigo's album.
Specifically, I want to know what Gen Z think of her music.
Let's see.
I'm Gen Z. Hello, Gen X.
Gen X.
Gen X.
I don't know the different generations.
I want to know if you're an older person and you listen to newer artists. I want to know your thoughts. What has changed significantly between the newer artists and the older ones?
That's my homework. So I'm going to listen to this.
That's your homework.
And I will have my review next week.
Okay.
I think we're done. And next week we're going to have. Going forward, we're going to have some guests on the show.
Special guest stars.
The show's going to get really, really
I think
interesting.
I think it's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. And having said that, we will see you next week.
All righty.
Talk to me.
Bye.